In this video, we're going to look at a brief introduction to the Civil 3D interface. So if you have just opened your Civil 3D, you can see a list of your recent projects. You can open any project by just clicking on it. You can open a given file by pressing here and you open the file. You can start a new drawing. When you click here, you start the drawing based on the recently used template. Or you can click the drop down and you browse for a given template. We're going to go ahead and we start a new drawing basing on the metric NCS template. So when you start a new drawing, the interface that you come across, this is the default Civil 3D interface. We have what we call the application menu in the top left corner. In the application menu, you have different options. You can create a new drawing. You can open a given drawing. You can save as, and other options as you can see. So you can print, you can publish. We have the drawing utilities. You can also close the program. You can also close a given drawing, or you can close all drawings. Next to that, we have the quick access toolbar. On the quick access toolbar, we have different options there, which can be customized depending on what you want. We have the ribbon. On the ribbon, we have different tabs, and in each tab there are different panels. So each tab is divided into different panels, which contain the commands that can be used in your design when you're creating your design. After the ribbon, we have the tool space. On the tool space, we have by default we have 4 tabs there. We have the prospector tab, the settings tab, the survey tab, and then the toolbox. We shall use especially this prospector tab so many times as we are creating our design. For any reason, if this prospector tab, if you cannot see this prospector tab in your interface, you can just come here and you activate it. Let me first deactivate this. So when you click here, it will disappear, but you can activate it again just by clicking there. So even the prospector tab, you can activate it and also deactivate it by just clicking there. The same can apply to the settings, the survey tab, and then the toolbox. You can activate and deactivate it just from there. All right, so that is the tool space. We have the command line down here. This command line looks similar to what we have in AutoCAD. So it can be used for executing different commands during your design. Down here, we have what we call the taskbar. On the taskbar, you have different options. This can also be customized by just clicking on this bottom right corner. So you can click here and you customize it. You can turn on what you want to be turned on, or you can turn off anything depending on what you want to have. We also have the drawing area. So this is the area where you're going to create your design from. If you want to switch the workspace, you can switch the workspace by clicking on this gear icon up here. You can change the workspace from the Civil 3D workspace to drafting and annotation, 3D modeling, and so on, as you can see. Or you can also find the same just by clicking down here. So this is the default Civil 3D workspace, but you can switch the workspace to drafting and annotation. So let me first try to switch that and you see. So when you switch the workspace to drafting and annotation, you're going to get the AutoCAD workspace. If you know AutoCAD, you know what I'm talking about. Actually, Civil 3D is based on the AutoCAD engine. When you install Civil 3D, you by default get AutoCAD with it. So let's switch back to Civil 3D. I know you don't have this. This is just a plugin which I installed in mine. Let me just turn it off. This is what you should be seeing on your interface if you have the default Civil 3D interface. So there's something to take note of, that when you click on a Civil 3D object, for instance this one, you will get what we call the contextual ribbon, which contains tools for editing that given object that you've clicked on. This works when you click or when you select a Civil 3D object. So I have selected the Civil 3D object here, and I'll get a contextual ribbon which contains the tools particularly for editing this given object. However, this will not work when you click on an AutoCAD object. So this one is a line. It's an AutoCAD object. So when I select it, there's no contextual ribbon for it. However, when I select this one, you can see there's a contextual ribbon that comes, which contains the tools that I'll use for editing this given object. Thank you for watching. In the next video, we're going to look at an overview of the road design workflow in Civil 3D. Thank you.